What's up, guys, and welcome back. If this is your first visit to the channel, my name is Matt Samolski. I'm Matt the Car Guy. On this channel I do car reviews. Right behind me, this is one of the most anticipated vehicles of the year. This is a 2022 Toyota Tundra. This is a TRD Pro package, and today I'm going to take you on a complete tour of the exterior and the interior of this vehicle. If you have seen any of my videos before, you can see that this one is a little bit different, but I hope that you like it. It's going to be a lot more car and a lot less me. What do you think about this, guys? I hope you like it. I love it, actually. This is my favorite trim. I've been waiting for a while to actually get my hands on one. This is the second Toyota Tundra that I have for this generation on my channel. The first one I've done was the limited trim. I liked it a lot, but I think the design element and some of the off-road capabilities would make this my preferred choice for Toyota Tundra. So let's start right in the beginning of this vehicle in the front, and you can see that the grille is completely different. I love that lettering. If you've seen the old FJ Cruiser Toyota, that's the same type of lettering that you have right on the grille. On top of this lettering, you can see the marker lights. At the bottom, you do have the LED light bar. Now, this is the exclusive to the TRD Pro series. You also have the front view camera, and if you look at this bottom trim in here, also exclusive to the TRD trim, this black camo trim includes the fog lights and includes the Tundra. It's kind of embossed inside of this trim piece over here. Underneath the vehicle, I hope you can see it, it does have a skid plate. That's part of the TRD Pro package. LED lights, fully LED lights, self-leveling lights. Look how cool they look. They also have this sequential front turn signals, as well as in the back as well. And this part underneath the lights, this is all open. Again, allows for the more air to get inside of this engine compartment. Now, if you look at the hood itself, it is more aggressive than on the regular Tundra, and also has these pretty cool trim pieces. TRD Pro right there, very nice, very cool design. We'll get to the engine in just a little bit, but I want to show you this whole setup right here. As you can see, it sits a little bit higher than the regular Tundra, and that's because the TRD people at Toyota raised it by about 1.1 inches because they included this off-roady suspension, TRD suspension, that includes Fox shocks right there. And here's a good close-up of this camo trim over here. You can see a lot of red stuff inside of the wheel well, so you can see the springs. You can see support right there for this skid plate. Tires, pretty knobby. Those are the Falcon Wild Peak tires, 18-inch wheels, TRD exclusive. Now these are the BBS forged wheels. Pretty cool looking. You also have this heavy-duty side step at the bottom of this vehicle. Now, if you look at the side of it, pretty much just a regular pickup truck. You do have a crew cab with room for 5. Now, one of the things that I noticed on the back of this truck, let's check this out together. Now, most of the other models that I've seen, they have some kind of a piece to cover all of that stuff that's inside of it. Now, this is all fully open, and maybe this is just on this particular vehicle, or maybe this is open for a reason. Now, my good guess would be because of the batteries being in underneath back seats for the hybrid system, maybe they need more airflow to keep the batteries cool. So that's why they left it open, but that gives you an opportunity to see what's underneath this truck right there. Check this out. It is, you know, obviously a frame, body on frame design, so you can see that. Over here you can see parts of the suspension, and of course the wheels in the back. The trim piece around this, again, this is this black camo trim piece over here, and look at this exhaust. Okay, more aggressive. You got the TRD on the exhaust tips. Back, let's start with the bed. Right now, I don't see any side steps or any steps that you can help you get inside of this bed. Now, I think it's a miss on Toyota's part, and you do have the fully LED taillight. All right, TRD Pro embossed inside of this back gate, and you can also see this, again, this camo trim continues on top of it. Some marker lights on top. Toyota actually embossed inside this handle. Okay, so this is how you can open this gate. You can open it from the back, of course. Underneath the handle, you can see the light, you can see the rear view camera, or you can open this gate, you know, by pushing the button on the tail light right here. Boom. It is a soft opening system. It's one way though, it doesn't go back by itself. You actually have to close it if you wanted to. So what's inside the bed? It does have a bed liner, standard on this TRD Pro. Lights on both sides. You do have the regular household outlet, 400 watts, 120 volt system right on top of the cab. You do have the rear view camera again, well, the bed camera probably, and then you have the illumination for inside the bed as well. And as we scroll down here, you do have the 5 and 7 pin connector for your towing. The tow hitch, it sits pretty high to the ground, so it definitely has a lot of ground clearance. Overall a very nice looking truck. Okay, so the TRD Pro is available only in their hybrid model, and Toyota calls it an iForce Max, which you can see right on top of this engine cover. And what this engine is a twin turbocharged 3.5 liter V6 engine. Now with the hybrid system, it produces 437 horsepower but 583 pound-feet of torque. So it is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission, delivers the power to 4 wheels if necessary. Check out the rest of this setup right here. I like the hood struts, I like the hood insulation right underneath here. This is a nice setup. Let's talk about the gas mileage. 18 in the city, 20 on the expressway, for a combined gas mileage of 19. Let's check out the inside of this truck right here with matte gray door handles. I think at this price point that should be the body colored ones, if you ask me. But look at this, this is insane. Whether you like it or not, I mean, it's definitely different. This Toyota red color on the interior, and check out the seats. Now it does have this like the red camo pattern on the inside of the back seats. Now you think it's leather, but it's not. It's actually a Toyota Syntax materials, but it does have a lot of room for 3 people in the back seat. It does have a little bit of a bump in the middle, you know, seat pockets in the back. What do we have in the center console over there? You can see the regular household outlet. You have 2 USB, one USB-C, one USB type A port, and then you have your vents in the back, as well as you have a little bit of storage room underneath it. And of course, you know, it does have this TRD Pro rubber mats in the back. So overall, a pretty nice design. I can't wait to show you the front of it. But before we get in the front, let's open and close the door and check out the quality of this vehicle. Boom. Nice, solid. Check out the mirror itself. Okay, the mirror cap, it does have the turn signal built in here. It also has the blind spot assist, and we do have a camera right underneath there. All right, opening the door, check out the door panel. First of all, you do have this black and red coloring right there, so you can't miss that, trust me. The red trim on the top portion, you have the contrast stitching over here. Scrolling down, window mirror lock controls. You do have your 2 memory seat settings, and then a speaker cover. Now there's no branding on the speaker, but we know Toyota is using the JBL speakers. Let's check this out. Power seat for the driver, TRD Pro, nicely stitched right over here, embroidered, very nice. The same camo trim as you can see in the back seats there in the front. Both seats are power adjusted. All right, so let's take a look at a few buttons that we have here. So first of all, the door off and on right there for the light. This is it controls the light right on top of that cab. You also have the automatic light, gas tank dimmer for, you know, the instrument cluster, odometer, trip, okay, backup sensors. TRD light bar, that's the bar that's in the front. You also have the heated steering wheel, and then you can turn on that outlet in the back. Okay, as far as the pedals, nice aluminum pedals with the rubber stubs on it. The steering wheel tilt and telescoping, but it is a manual adjustment. Let me get inside of it. Check out the cabin in this 2022 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. Take a look at the steering wheel. It's kind of sporty, off-roady. It's got this red stripe right on top, TRD at the bottom. Let's actually get this vehicle started. Let me show you. It does have the TRD power on button right there. So let's see what's happening once we turn this on. Fully digital screen. We have not seen this one on the regular Tundra. You can see the power of this engine, right? So even though it is a V6, it is still a pretty powerful sounding vehicle. Let me turn down the fan just a tad so you can hear me hopefully. And then let's take a look at this digital instrument cluster right here. What do we have? Well, a big speedometer, miles per hour, you know, right in the middle too. It says fuel low. Of course, it's a brand new vehicle. 87 degrees outside. I think they have a broken thermometer. I think it's more like 100 or so. And then what else we have? We have the I-Force, so that's like the turbo boost PSI level, and the max, that's for your hybrid system. And then right at the bottom you can see the fuel gauge, temperature gauge, the gear indicator on the left hand side. You can see the battery power, and you also have the temperature or oil temperature. All right, so that's what we have here. Now what can we control in this instrument cluster? Looks like what's controllable is what's on the left hand side, so let's go through some of those features. Again, looks like you can have a compass in here, your media, your information as far as the trailer, then you have your settings. Okay, these are all your safety settings, so lane tracking, pre-collision system, blind spot monitoring, parking sensors, rear cross traffic alert. So a lot of the different safety options that can be customized in here. One of the messages that we have is that the fuel is low, and that is pretty much it. So that's what you can control. How do you do that? Basically to this side of the steering wheel, left and right, up and down, and then back. Now you also have your phone buttons over here. Big Toyota logo in the middle of the steering wheel. On the right hand side you have what controls the cruise control basically, and you can actually change the different modes as far as your audio, what's going on, and then your tracking or tracks in here. The vehicle looks pretty rugged on the interior, right? And you can't miss this 14-inch screen, but we'll get to it in just a second. I want to point out it does have this nice, again, this Toyota, retro Toyota lettering over here, red trim underneath here. All right, and then right on top of the dashboard, nothing too crazy. I don't see a head-up display on this particular model, but let's see. It says please select your language. I'm just going to go English, and I'm going to skip that setup hopefully, right? I'm going to cancel that and see. Yes, I'm going to cancel setup and see what we have without actually setting up the account. If you do see the screen blinking, I apologize. This is a different frame rate of the camera versus different display rate on the screen itself. So you have the navigation, you can subscribe to it. As far as your media, you have your FM, AM, Sirius XM, phone controls, trip information, vehicle alert, and here's your settings for the vehicle. Right, so Bluetooth devices, general notification. You know, we've seen that on the previous one, so I'm going to link actually the limited video into here. I actually went a little bit more in depth, and because if the screen is blinking, I know your eyes can get tired, so just watch the other video, all right, if you'd like to. So what do we have underneath? Scrolling down, okay, pretty rugged looking knobs over here, good to the touch. This is your power volume knob, and here's your shortcuts for the temperature control. You can set it in auto. You have your fan control, sync mode, etc. You have your ventilated and heated seats, which is really nice. You can turn the whole thing off, and then you can turn on the rear window defroster as well as it turns on the mirror defrosters as well. And then you get the same kind of thing, the heated and ventilated seats for the passenger side. All right, what else do we have here? Camera view. All right, this is pretty cool. It does have this 360 camera. I can do put this vehicle in reverse to see how it looks in the real life. So it does have a decent quality. It's not the best, it's not the worst, and then you can several different views to choose from. So you have your front view camera, you have your side view camera to the front, side view to the back. You have the camera that I showed you in the back, that's actually for your trailer. And then you have your different guides. You can turn off the guides on and off, and here's a pretty cool. Okay, so this is like your off-road camera. It actually shows you the side of this vehicle, the back. It gives you the information, you know, as far as the pitch and roll. So that's a nice setup as well. All right, so scrolling down in here, you have this TRD exclusive gear shifter. It looks awesome, right? It matches the interior of this vehicle, and this is just a regular gear shifter, but you are able to actually switch it to drive and then switch it to the manual mode if you'd like to. Right, and you can hear the lock and unlock going on as far as the vehicle locks when you put it in park. All right, so this is for your trailer. Okay, no safe trailers, TBG canceled, so trailer game canceled. This is what I pushed to get to the surround view camera. This is like your 360 view. Okay, next button right there is for your traction control, hazard, and then that's a rear diff lock. All right, you have the wireless charger, different drive modes. All right, you can also switch between 2-wheel drive and the 4-wheel drive. Push it and move it. 4-wheel drive low. Okay, gives me some kind of a warning. It says 4-wheel drive high. All right, actually put it in 4-wheel drive high. 2-wheel drive, and then other features over here. You have the drive modes, which we can change. And let me show you this because there's changes on the screen. These are a few shortcut buttons right here. You have the drive mode, so we can see it on the screen. Tow, haul, you have your curl mode and MTS. Now, looking at the screen, let's see what the drive mode do. Okay, so I can switch it to sport, normal, and eco modes. 3 different driving modes. Now, this is pretty much it. This is the interior of this vehicle. Looks pretty cool. It also does have this huge panoramic sunroof right on top that you can open. As far as the roominess, tons of room, and including this huge, let's see if I can show it to you. Check this out, guys. Look at this. You can actually put like a refrigerator in here if you wanted to. This is big, right? You do have the USB and the USB-C, and you can actually close it. You can only open this part right here if you just wanted to reach in, or if you wanted to have something shallow, maybe like for your wallet, and put that in this top compartment. Slide it closed. Nobody can see what's going on in there. And this is the interior of this Toyota TRD Pro. I gotta tell you, I can't take it for a spin because this vehicle has been pre-sold. See, it's pre-sold, so they don't want me to drive it. But I'm gonna come back when they have one actually in stock, so you gotta come back for the driving impressions of this vehicle.